Hey guys, what's up? It's Darkmech here and welcome back to another video. Today we're covering off Workshop in my Mythic Plus guide for newer tanks going into that 10 plus bracket in how to handle Awakened, where to take the Obelisks and what kind of routes to take. Now Workshop, it's kind of a free video to be honest, because Workshop is very linear in regards to how you progress through it and what you do, and you pretty much just kill everything on the way in a straight line. However, there might be some things I can go over and sort of point out throughout the video that will help you. So yeah, I'll try and get through this one a little bit quicker rather than rambling on for a long time. So starting off, big advantage if you are a Blood Death Knight for once. At the start of this key. Main reason is that you can get around to this first hammer and you can mass grip all of these tonks under the hammer, and the hammer will actually instantly destroy them, and that goes for bolstering everything. So you can see here I just get under here, I'm waiting for the hammer to go, I'm backing out after my mass grip, and boom, and they're all dead. Big thing on those tonks is to just make sure that you kick the detonates, but otherwise if you can get them under a hammer straight away and get a mass grip off and just hold them there until it goes off, they're all dead. Now the unfortunate bit here is this is Sanguine, and I wanted to take the Platinum Pummeler right under here. Now I think I do anyway, I just take the Sanguine ticks, but it's a little unfortunate, but all other weeks that aren't Sanguine, obviously big advantage. Now what you want to do is you want to get the Platinum Pummeler here. You want to get him and you want to remove his 3 stacks of coating as soon as you possibly can. So you can see here I get rid of 1, and then I'm going to head over to this next hammer here. Now with the No Mercy for You, you actually want to keep trying to taunt it so it peels back under these hammers, because the hammers will actually do damage to No Mercy for You as well. Flame Jets, just make sure you're standing behind it, your DPS will be running it away from you. I've put him under 2 hammers now, so now I'm bringing the Pummeler back to go under another hammer here. So I'm going to get rid of the coating here. I've taunted No Mercy for You in the hopes that the charges will go on me, the maximum thrusts. I'm moving out of the way, he'll maximum thrust and he'll go into the wall where you can damage him. If you can get him to maximum thrust under a hammer, it's a huge advantage. Now you can see the hammer here is smoking. When the hammer is smoking, generally you want to peel to another hammer straight away. I didn't do this boss as well as I could have. I should have, while this hammer was smoking, I should have been motoring it back to another hammer to try and keep them both under a hammer, to try and get the damage from a working hammer to keep helping us kill the bosses quicker. So this one was on cooldown. I should have been up here, should have been up the top of the screen under that hammer. Now there are no hammers down this back region. This was bad. Okay, so this is not where you want it to be. I want it to be all the way up the top. So pretty much try and keep them under a hammer. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. You can see here I've got aggro on it again, maximum thrust into the wall, but there's a hammer over this side. So we finally got sort of all the way around to where there is a hammer, but you want to keep them under a hammer. And you can see the hammer just keeps beating down. After 2 hits, it starts smoking. Then I should be off to another hammer, so the hammer keeps going down. So that's pretty much it for the first boss, guys. Keep aggro on No Mercy for You, just watch it get out of the charge way and try and keep them under hammers as much as you can. Remember, 2 hits and it smokes, and then you want to move around to the next one so the hammers just help you keep killing the bosses. So we eventually get it down a little bit slower. It's not too bad, it took us like 3 minutes 18, but could have been a little bit quicker if I had been better with hammer placements. So then you're going to get sucked in and you're going to get dropped down the bottom here. So when we get down the bottom, I'm going to pull 2 of these units, and I generally recommend, regardless of the effects, pulling 2 of them here. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to grab this other one here, or Doug's grabbed it for me, or Richard did, one of them, and I am going to face them away from my group. Now the reason I'm going to face them away from my group is Process Waste. Now Process Waste, you have to actually wait pretty much just until the cast goes off before you step out of the way. Now A, it will deal a large load of damage to you, so just be aware of that, and B, if you if you sort of move out of the way too quickly, it will flick across with you and can very well clean up your DPS. So you can see here, this one here ended up going sideways, and it's facing me here, right? It's facing me up here. Look where it ends up processing. So you just need to kind of be fairly diligent in the area that you are facing it away from your DPS, and then not move a hell of a lot until it's gone. It's going to do a mega drill straight after that, and it's going to be this large circle. You just don't want to stand in the large circle, as it's bad for you and it kills you. So again, just watch with your room here. You can see that the wastes are up here. I don't want to pull the wastes while I've got these two, so I'm going to wait, I think, for another process waste. So you can see here it's casting, I'm getting out of the way. This one here is casting, I'm getting out of the way, and then I'm going to leg it all the way down to the end, and we're just going to finish them up. So once they're dead, we're going to go into the Obelisk here. Now this is the Fear Obelisk straight away, so the Flesh Fiend. So what I'm going to do here, because I don't require mass grip at the moment, is I'm going to grip them all in. I'm going to try and get as much threat on them as I possibly can, and then I'm going to leg it away. The main reason is the Flesh Fiends put this nasty stacking debuff on you of Tear Flesh. It does hurt if it's whacking your DPS. It can get pretty out of hand. They will interact with the affixes as well, guys. So Flesh Fiends will stack Necrotic, they will Enrage, they will Bolster, they will drop Sanguine. So just be aware of that. You want to kill those adds ASAP and then get onto the mini boss. So just get them down and then get onto your mini boss. Just watch with your fear as well. If you are going to get feared, he's obviously going to fear you away from him. If you're on low health and you are going to get feared, make sure you use a cooldown, as you'll get slapped in the back. You can AMS the fear, you can Zerka Rage the fear. If you've got a priest, they can mass dispel the fear. A monk can also revival it if you are all stacked up as well, like the priest one. So just make sure you're playing to your strengths with that one as well. So once that's dead, we're going to pull the dog here, and we're going to pull the unit. You never realistically want to go and pull all of this, you're going to have a bad time. So we're going to pull the dog and the unit. Now with the unit again, same rules apply with the waste process and the mega drill. The dog, I don't know, the dog does some clampy metal thing and it's not really a problem. The big thing is the unit, just watch the process waste and the mega drill. So kill them, and then we're going to go and we're going to grab the waste here. Now the wastes, what you generally want to do is you want to have your group line of sighting behind here. As a DK, you can pretty much run out here. You can pop Vamp Blood and live. You can pop AMS and live, no worries. Rogues can use Cloak. But anyone that doesn't have an immunity like that, these explode. See these volatile wastes here? They explode and they do a dick load of damage. As a DK, it's not a problem. Everyone else needs to line of sight, and they need to stay line of sight, otherwise they'll kill themselves and they waste time on your key. They also waste time in running back. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to blind a dog, and we're going to double pull this pack. Now, because people, like, we had issues with line of sight here where people didn't, we lose, so we've had 7 deaths now, so we've lost 35 seconds off that, plus this run back time, there's easily like a minute 30 gone. Because we could have done this and we probably nearly would have already been on the boss nearly. Instead, you waste this whole time in waiting. So Volatile Wastes going off again. Again, we lose people because they're not line of sight. And so now we have, again, another wait on the run back. We have another death on the counter. So you just need to really make sure. There's no reason, if you've got classes that can just go out and melt them and immune it, there is no reason for you to go out there. Just stay line of sight. Just chill and be happy. So once they're dead, we're going to go on to Cujo here. Now Cujo, pretty stock standard. What you're going to wait for is you're going to wait for a box to drop from the air. There's going to be a swirly thing on the ground. Here it is. You don't want to be under that because that'll fuck you up if it lands on you. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you are tanking the dog with everybody on one side. The dog will fixate and it will jump to 3 players. If somebody is on this side of the box and it jumps through the box, it will kill the box. You need the box to line of sight. So you want to make sure everybody is on one side, or when he goes to jump is not lining through that box. Now there is a trick, however, that you can do with the jump to only make it jump once. So here's the venting flame. So when venting flames goes off, you're going to line of sight around your box. So you don't have to worry. You just stick around this side of the box. You wait for the cast to finish and then you go back out. Now there's going to be this blazing chomp that goes on you. So when that gets dispelled, it deals damage. Now you can AMS it to avoid it ever actually going on you. But otherwise, you can see it, it gets dispelled, it blows up. It's not too bad. So next there's going to be another box that drops. Here it comes here, so I'm going to move this out. Now for line of sight purposes, always position the boss on the bad or the old box's side. The reason being is when he goes to do his next flaming vents, this will explode. If you are on this side and this explodes and you're in range, it can punt you out of line of sight. So always position the box on the bad box side so you can line of sight on this side of it here, on the safe side. Now, you're going to see the explosive leap coming up here. So the explosive leap has gone on Dougs, Richard, and someone else. What's going to happen is Dougs is going to go and grapple all the way out here at the top, and the boss is going to jump such a long way, it's going to cancel the other two. So you can see the grapple goes off, it jumps out, doesn't do the other two, you don't have to deal with the damage. So the only prerequisite for that, of course, is that it has to actually go on you. So we've got this side here, so I don't have to worry about this, so I didn't have to move it. If this was in a different position, I would have made sure we were safe. So we're fine for that, and then it's just a rinse repeat. With the explosive leap, you just need to make sure that the explosive leap goes on somebody that can do the grapple, or the feign death, or the disengage it the fuck out of town, or whatever. If it doesn't go on them and they run out, it's not going to do anything because they're not targeted for that leap. So just make sure you're paying attention to who the leap goes on if you're going to do that strat. If you don't have that option, you're not doing that, make sure you just spread out. If you stay clumped up, you will all die and you will get fudged. So we're going to kill them, and then we're going to run up the conveyor belt. Again, you can speed pot up here, or you can death advance, just get up the belt and don't fall off. Warriors can heroic leap from... Sorry, 1 second. Warriors can heroic leap from this bit here. Sorry, if you go... It's up here, actually. It's like from here, you can actually heroic leap across to here. Demon Hunters can obviously double jump. Yeah. So moving up here, you're just going to aggro the alarm bot, everything else is going to bugger off, and then you are going to fight this pack here. This trash does hurt a little bit, just try and interrupt the Tinker's Giga Wallop as it does do quite a bit of damage. It's obviously amplified when it's fort weak. The squirrels will do this blue circle swirly bad stuff. If you stand in that, you will pretty much get one shot and die. Don't stand in the blue bad swirlies, interrupt Giga Wallop, kill it, and that's pretty much it. Then you're going to get the next three. No, we're still on them. So they're going to die. They take a while to die. Then you're going to get the 3 Mark models here. You want to kill Mark 3 first. Mark 3 is going to do this zappy boy shock thing. It's not arcing zap. I'll show you when it comes up. On fortified, deals quite a bit of damage. So if you've got things like darkness or immunities, short out. You want to drop darkness here and things like that. Does quite a bit of damage, you can see it pumping out here. So you want to drop Mark 3 ASAP and then kill the other two, but Mark 3 is definitely the target. Once they're dead, you get the X80 here. The X80, just don't stand in front of its, I think, is it like Sonic Pulse. You don't want to get hit by that as it does bad things to you. It'll silence you as well. He'll also then put 3 areas in the room. Oh, sorry, he'll cordon the room off into with 1 safety quarter. That made no sense, but he'll do this ability where you have to go and stand in the safety zone. So you can see capacitor discharge, there's always 1 safe sort of zone. So the next one's here, you can see it's not filled up with blue, then there'll be another one, it's over here again. So again, you just do that dance until the boss is dead. 3 times of that, rinse repeat, don't get hit by the Sonic Pulse, dance, that's it. Then we're going up to the next Obelisk, which is the Tank Buster in this one. Tank Buster, you're just going to take your first initial hit and then you're just going to leg it away from Spirit Breaker here. So again, you've got to watch these growths, guys. The growths will spawn Sanguine as well. So if your group murders growths in front of you when it's a Sanguine week, the Obelisks interact with the fixes. You'll be running through a bunch of Gweenie. If you're running through a bunch of Gweenie and he's hitting you, you're going to have a horrible, horrible time. So just kite away whenever you've got the Spirit Breaker debuff on you. Otherwise, ensure that you're getting out of Dark Fury when that happens. Otherwise, it will one-shot you, or it'll go close to one-shotting if you get hit by this, if you don't have something like AMS up or something like that. Otherwise, you're just going to kite him around. Now, if it was a Tyrannical week, you would kite him into the boss's room. You would kill it, and then you would wait to see where the boss was padding. When the boss was on the other side, you would all come out of the portal, or just the tank would go out of the portal, pull the boss, and your other group would get pulled through to it. Because it's a fortified week, we're actually just going to come out and deal with the trash first while people had some CDs up, but we didn't have major CDs up, because the next boss is an absolute douchewag. And even on 21 Fort, it was a long fight. On Tyran, it is something completely different. It is just crazy. So we're going to kill this one here. We're going to come out here and we're going to go into this trash pack here. Trash pack here, guys. Again, Tinkers, Gilliga Wallops, you need to make sure that you're getting. They're going to drop shield generators, which are going to make these little bubbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mass group everything out, and then we're all going to go and stand in the shield. If you stand in the shield, you're not going to take any damage, and you can just face roll everything out here. Big thing to make sure that you're interrupting is overclock. I think the mechanic does the overclock, so make sure you're interrupting that. Watch the squirrel and the big bad blue swirly circle of death. It's bad. Generator swap, just move them out. Again, it's a little bit difficult with Sanguine because you have to keep moving. When it's not Sanguine week, it's pretty easy. Just make sure you're standing in the shield. Make sure they're not standing in the shield. Don't stand in blue circles and kick things. So once they're dead, we're going to go on to the third boss. Now, third boss, Spark Flux, is pretty hectic. So big thing with Spark Flux is he's going to activate plants. Soon as the plants come up, get a stun on them ASAP. This blue circle swirly thing here is called Discombobulator. It will disorientate you if you get hit, and aggro will switch off you as the tank if you get hit by that. So make sure that you do not stand in the blue swirly circle. So we're going to murk the plant ASAP, and then we're back onto Spark Flux. Now, hidden flame cannons are going to come up. There are three cannons around this fountain here. It's not a fountain feature, I don't know, guy holding a magnifying glass. It's going to spin around. It's going to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. You just need to make sure you're in a safe quadrant and pat around with it. There's going to be cogs flying around the entire time as well, so you just need to make sure that you are avoiding being hit by as many things as you possibly can. The longer the fight goes on, the more fire is spitting out from the plant locations, the more cogs are spitting out. It is just crazy. So you want to get this down as quick as you possibly can. You can see another Discombobulator is coming out. So when that comes out, blue circle, don't get hit by it. Cogs are coming through. We got another plant being activated. So looking for where the plant is. Plant's back over here. Immediately getting over there, getting a stun on it ASAP to stop shit from being shot out of it. Going to drop that as quick as we can. Flame cannons are coming up, so we're looking on the inside again to see where they are. It's rotating the other way this time, so get in a safe spot and just rotate around with it. That's pretty much the entire fight, guys. The longer it goes on, however, the more cogs there are spinning around, the more hectic it gets. The biggest thing, though, is to make sure you get to the plants ASAP, stun them when you can, don't stand in the blue circles, dodge the fire, dodge the cogs, and you will win. So we finish that, and then we're going to go and click on the Obelisk. The Obelisk here is the Blob. What we're going to do is we're just all going to run down here, and we're going to snap all the tentacles down to the bottom here. You can kill them up the top if you want to, it honestly doesn't matter, but what we're just going to do is we're just going to run around the corner here. Zai was late in, which is why they were still on him. So once he gets around the corner, they're all going to snap down the bottom, and everyone's going to kill them. So you can see you've just got, we killed one up, no we didn't kill any. So we've got a little bit of room here, we're just going to kill them. Again, if you get into an awkward position here where you can't reach some of them for purple stuff or whatever, all you need to do is run through here. They will snap to you again. You can continue to snap these throughout the dungeon as you go along. Main thing as the tank is you don't want to cut your group off with the purple stuff, so try and get this over to one side so you can try and drag, sort of have a bit of a clear path. See the tentacles popped under here. I'm just going to hold it right under the blob so we can cleave it down, and then I'm just going to move it on. So that's pretty much it. We're going to kill the blob up the top here. Killing the blob coming out. We're going to pull double tanks here as well. You could pull one at a time, however, you know, they hit a little bit hard. All you need to do is dodge the Sonic Pulse though, and you're pretty much right. So the Sonic Pulse, again, it's a frontal, it deals damage and it will silence you and it will kill you. Like, it does a fair bit of damage if you get hit, so just watch being hit by it. They'll also fire out little fire missiles. You don't want to get hit by that. So you can see, I think someone does get hit soon, and I think it actually one-shots them. So here comes a Sonic Pulse here. No one got hit by that one. It's kind of waiting to see. Maybe Zai gets hit here. Zai gets hit here. Takes 90% of his health. Okay, so they hit really hard. So just make sure you're not standing in the giant frontal. So once they're dead, we're going to click on the bot to move over. So you can see we had 4 minutes 47 heading over here, and we missed this by 2 minutes, I think, and we had 11 deaths, which is 55 seconds worth of deaths. But count the lost DPS, the waiting for people to get back. that 55 seconds turns into like anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. Like, it's crazy. So minimizing mistakes, obviously the higher you go is what you want to do, because they just end up being more and more and more costly. Now you can see here the defenders will drop little generators. They will make the shields again, so we're going to make sure the mobs aren't in the shields, but we are. Blue swirly stuff from the squirrels again. We're not going to get hit by that because that'll kill us. Chain blade does a fair bit of damage. It puts this stacking bleed on you as the tank, so just be aware of that. If you're standing in a shield generator though, you don't have to worry about it. Interrupting the tinker, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to kill them once they're dead, dodging Guini and things like that. We're going to jump in the Obelisk once I can eventually get in here. This is the Orb Weaver one. Again, 2 kicks and then you run. The scarabs will kill themselves. You don't really need to kill the scarabs. All you need to do is kick Crippling Pestilence and then kick Lingering, Lingering Doubt, and then you can just continue to leg it. Now we're putting a bit of damage to it as we go, and then we just run it up. You can line of sight it around this point here, and then just keep dragging it over. Be aware though, these scarabs will drop Sanguine. If the Orb Weaver goes through Sanguine, it will heal from Sanguine as well. So the same rules apply, so just be aware of that. So we're going to kill that, and then we're going to come out onto the last boss. So if we had played this, you know, even 7 or 6 deaths less, we probably would have timed this key. It's just unfortunate. So then we're on to the last boss. Now the last boss is super magic damage, so just be aware of that. If you're on a prot warrior or something like that, you really want to be making sure that your ignore pain is going off chops here. As these pulse blasts, it's just straight out magic damage. So I probably should have been using AMS here if I was good at this game. These little blue mines will port around the place. You just need to make sure that you're not standing in the blue swirls. There'll be arrows dictating which way they're going to go. He'll then do this takeoff. Make sure you're not in this little range here. He will then fixate on someone with a cutting beam. So what I'm going to use, I get fixated with cutting beam. I've just AMS'd and I've just stood under there so I could hit it the whole time. He'll put Giga Zap on someone. Just make sure you're not standing in that line. It's got a red arrow that goes above someone's head. Just don't be standing in it. Here comes the recalibrate. So you can see here, this is how you know where they're going. So they will have come back. They'll have arrows about where they're going to go. You just don't want to be where they're going to land, basically, or in their way. Otherwise you will get knocked back, or you will get dead, as Chewie got dead here. Pulse blast again here. So again, just this whole phase is just magic damage and not standing in the bad stuff, pretty much. So we get through this phase. I think we have 3 deaths in this phase. We burn all our battle reses, so that's super. I think people had just entered by this stage and it was all just going downhill. So we kill that, and then you go into stage 2. So you get stunned, he goes and gets in the big thing. What you can do is you can all move over to this left side here, and you can bait all of these little mines, or whatever they're going to be called. You can bait them all over here, and then you can move out. So you can see they're all baited over here because we stacked. Then they all just go over there. It's an easy way to do it. Now with this boss, easiest thing to do when Giga Zap goes on someone is they don't move. Everybody just gets out of their way is generally the easiest way to do it. The only time that you want to move when you have Giga Zap on you is if you're going to get hit by these blue little relocating, teleporting mine things. This area here, the hitbox goes like all the way back to this line. You don't need to be up here hitting the boss, because what happens if you get hit by these, which is very easy to do, is you get punted and you can survive. However, if you're on the edge here and you get hit, you're going off the edge and you're going to die and you're going to wipe your group. So just be aware of that. So again, you can see these are moving, getting out of the way so you don't get hit. People with this are just standing still. And that's pretty much it. It's a little bit hectic. It goes on for a while. Remember, you don't need to stand up the front. He'll also do a magnetic magneto arm. Hold on, that's in 8 seconds here. So he's going to drop a magneto arm. What's going to happen is he throws his arm into the middle and it sucks you into it. DKs, you can just use Death Advance, and you don't have to worry about it because you can just stand up at the edge. Otherwise, just make sure you're running towards boss. Does a fair bit of damage as well the closer you are to the arm, so just be aware of that. For health pots and things like that, try and help your healer out with that. But otherwise, that is pretty much it, guys. So once he is dead, Mechagon will come out of the thing, just get a taunt on him, kill him. It's like the last dude in Mogul Razdunk in Motherlode. Doesn't take long to kill at all. He's not going to do anything to you. Kill him, and that's it. So yeah, fairly messy run, but it's a fairly linear dungeon in regards to how you approach it. The only thing that I should have mentioned, sorry, that I completely didn't mention, is when you kill everything pretty much on the way. It's only when you get over to this last pack here which I completely forgot to tell you that you land, you're only going to pull these 3. You don't want to pull this padding mob. So you wait for that Mark 3 to pat back up. You're just going to grab the Tinker and the Defender, and then you're taking the Obelisk all the way through to the boss room and doing the last boss. So that is pretty much it, guys. Any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for checking out the guide. Come find me on Twitch. Come join the Discord, and I'll see you all next time. See you, fam.